All right, it's summertime. I know you're looking for something to do. How about a trip north into the Ozarks? I went north this past week with my wife, met a couple up there who loved it so well, they decided to call it home. And it might be because of a young lady named Nellie.
There once was a baby deer, a fawn named Nellie. Her mother had been killed by a car. No other deer would accept her. Death loomed. But Carole King said, "Not on my watch."
And we would take peanut butter and smear on the wooden logs and cut apples in tiny little chunks.
Nellie survived, and a couple of years later, still loves her apples.
Hello. Are you hungry?
Served up fresh each morning to her brood, not all her own.
And she's the best mother, and she adopts orphans. When she sees there's another orphan around, it's like she is taking in the orphans. It's really beautiful.
It's one of the wonders of the natural world.
That's my Nellie.
And Carole and her husband Bob
This is our everyday life.
get to watch it unfold outside their kitchen window.
We call our kitchen window our living window.
It's just one of the reasons they moved from Shreveport 6 years ago. They had a successful business in town, but drove up one morning to the Ozarks.
And when we turned in the driveway, there were 6 deer standing in the driveway. And, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
The Kings were hooked, found a home down a quiet, winding road, and a life they can hardly believe.
This is what happens every morning.
Every morning.
Every day they're waiting on us when we get up most of the time.
In addition to Nellie's crew, there are the wild turkeys and the crow Carole feeds scraps to every couple of days. And of course the hummers and the bluebirds, who can be quite insistent.
And he'll sit here and he'll tap. He'll jump up and down and tap the window, and he'll go over there and land on his little feeder waiting for his mealworms.
Then, every few weeks, there is Winslow.
He comes and knocks on the door. Hey, little fella. He lets you pet him. He's sweet. He knows us.
There's a plant world here too, surprisingly. You can grow just about anything.
Peach trees, apple trees, pear trees.
A year ago, Bob and Carole decided to share their little slice of the Ozarks with friends and family. Built a luxury vacation cabin with all the comforts of home and a view off the back porch that will stop you in your tracks.
They want to get away and they want to sit down and read a book and watch the sunrise and the sunset, or sit on the porch and have a wood-burning fireplace. And it's all here. We have a little bit of everything in our center of the Ozarks.
Oh, and if you're lucky, you might be paid a visit by a young lady who likes it here too.
Just a whole new appreciation for life and nature that I never had time to slow down and enjoy, and it's amazing up here. It's best medicine for anyone.
Goodness gracious, I want to go back. I was just there last week and I want to go back. All my life I have heard about the Ozarks, but had never taken a trip up there. So we went up and met this wonderful couple, Bob and Carole, and what they have done, their own home and that incredible living window that they talk about with it. When you look out there in the morning, you see the deer, the wild turkey, the wild birds. It's just an amazing thing to see, a different kind of life. And then they built this beautiful vacation cabin to about 500 yards on the top of the hill, and you have this amazing view of the sun going down in the afternoons. It's absolutely amazing. And you only saw a little tip of the iceberg there because I just talked about Bob and Carol and their home, because they're sort of in the hub of an amazing place. Within an hour of where they are, you can go to Branson, Eureka Springs, incredible caves called Blanchard Springs Caverns. This place called Top of the Rock, built by Johnny Morris, who founded Bass Pro.
Right.
There's all kinds of things to see and do right around where they are. So they're in the middle of this beautiful little oasis of wildlife. And yet if you want to go and see, by the way, you can also float the Buffalo River, which we did as well. So be watching on Monday morning. We're going to take you and show you what else there is to see and do in this little bit of paradise called the Ozarks.
Yeah, it's about a
Great.
6-hour drive, 6.5-hour
It
drive
is.
from here. You're going to go past Little Rock and go further north. The further north you go in Arkansas, the prettier it gets, but you
Prettier
can
it
stop in
gets.
Hot Springs and see all of that good stuff.
You can as well, but and I want to mention, by the way, the name of the cabin which they have built and where we stayed is amazing. It's called Ozark Outlook Retreat. It is gorgeous. I highly recommend a trip.
Oh,